Hey golfers, so I just hit that ball 324 yards and it felt almost effortless. Most people feel like they have to swing as fast as they can with the driver in order to get those kind of numbers, but it's not true. It actually just has to do with a little bit of setup and some turn techniques that I'm going to show you in this video that all the best players in the world do. Hey everyone, Kevin Stoll here, and thank you for joining Team KSG, and we're going to unlock that effortless power that you've been searching for every single year. We're going to do it by how we set up, and we're going to do it by how we take that club head back. Now drivers, remember, we're trying to hit up on that golf ball with drivers. We're not trying to hit down on it like an iron. The reason why, when we hit up on it with a driver, that creates higher launch and lower spin, so once that ball hits the fairway, boom, it takes off another 30 yards. That's where a lot of people lose distance. They create a lot of spin. So that golf ball will look something like this. It'll go really high and then drop really quickly. Sound familiar? So that is cause for most people hitting down on the golf ball with their driver, and a lot of that has to do with their setup. So how we set up to the golf ball is so important. What we're going to want to do is, I want you to set up and make sure you've got nice and good extension with your arms to the ball. Here's what I mean. A lot of people will stand a little closer to it with their arms nice and folded. Okay, they have a little bit of bend this way. That's not athletic. We don't want to do that. I want you to feel like you've got some structure here, and we are extending our arms a little bit. We're not locked. I don't ever want you to feel like that you're locked in your swing, but we are extended and we are powerful. We think of players like Rory, Tiger, all those players, the best players, they're always extended and feel very structured in their swing. But why is this important? We need to create enough space between our body and the golf ball so that that club can actually drop inside on the downswing. Steepness in the swing comes from people coming over the top, is what it's called. Kind of like chopping wood. They'll take their driver, hit down on the ball like so, creating that speed, and we can't drop the club inside. So it's super frustrating. No matter how much you turn your hips or look at tips online to drop the club in that path, it won't make a difference because you're standing too close to the golf ball. Give yourself some space. Feel like you're extended. We're bending a little bit at our hips like so. And we got plenty of space now in order to turn through our shot. Very, very, very important. Now, let's talk about our head. How many times have you all heard, keep your head still? Keep your head still. I despise that comment. That is so not true. It's not even funny. We don't want to keep our heads still. Now, what we do want to keep still is our eyes. We want to make sure that you're always looking at that golf ball through impact and post-impact just to keep you nice and steady. But I don't want you to ever feel like that your head is ever locked or frozen. That does a couple different things. When we have a frozen head like that, it does not allow our body to rotate back around on plane and will cause you to rise. So when our club rises like this with a driver, what is that going to do? It's going to hit down on the golf ball, creating that bad spin, losing distance, period. Now, Nelly Korda, a lot of players, like looking on tour, have great turn this way. In order to have great turn, though, you got to free up your head just a little bit. All those players, when they take it back, their head might tilt a little to the side, but their eye is constantly on that ball. They're not just trying to swing out their shoes every single time. They're adding power, but they're also adding consistency. So, we were nicely extended from the ball. When you take it back, I want you to feel a little freer. How much can you turn back and free your head a little bit before you start losing eye contact with the ball? It's as simple as that. Now, the main power cue, the main power source that I believe people lack is a complete backswing, okay? A complete shoulder turn. So tip number 3 on this one is getting our shoulders completely around to the back. So our goal here is to turn our shoulders to 90 degrees or beyond. That is a complete shoulder turn. And actually, I think it was Anthony Kim said a couple weeks ago after his win that his only swing thought was getting that left shoulder past the ball on every swing. That's it. That was the only swing thought that he thought of. Pretty neat. So even the best players only try and stick with one thought that works for them. But here's the reason why that I believe that this works. People are so anxious to hit the ball way down the fairway, obviously, and how far they can hit it. They rush. They rush their swing, right? When you rush, you're not in control. We want to swing quickly, but we don't want to rush. We want to stay in control. It'll be a jerky motion. You'll see most people do. Again, resulting to an over-the-top swing, that nice pull to the left, or even that nice slice to the right. It's all the same move. Now, completing our backswing, though, if you set up to the ball and you put this shaft over your shoulders and you turned it back, I would want that shaft to go at least 90 degrees or past. You're going to feel that stretch. And what that does is it naturally puts a little pause in the top of your swing. That's what I love about it. That's the secret little move that a complete backswing does. It completely loads the gun, as we say. You, with your complete backswing, it causes a forced little pause, allows you to get set and then explode to your left side or lead side without adding a bunch of swing speed. We just added a couple more inches in our backswing. I don't like the term, pause at the top of your swing necessarily that much, because pausing, people start messing with their tempo a lot, and tempo is king in this sport. So just by doing this, it'll pretty much pump the brakes in your backswing, because you can only go so far, but at least you completed the move and you maximized your potential. Maximize your potential. See where you're at. Then if you want to get even more distance, hey, we hit the gym, we had flexibility, we do all that kind of stuff. But for now, do yourself a favor and complete that backswing. Get that nice turn and explode through your shot. Okay, so the three main power cues are going to be how we set up to the ball. Number one, do we have the correct distance? Are we feeling good and structured, and is our arms extended, allowing that club to drop inside, getting those nice powerful draws? Number two, are we freeing our head just a little bit? Are we relaxing and getting our head to turn back with our body slightly while our eyes still on the ball? And if we can do that, then we actually can then complete our backswing. So if you had a frozen head before, it wouldn't have worked completing our backswing. That's why we started with that first. So we free up our head, that frees up our shoulders, and get that nice wind, that nice coil, and add that speed along the way. So all that is for effortless power. If you like that video, be sure to like and subscribe to Team KSG. We come out with videos on a weekly basis. Be sure to visit teamksg.com for lessons, and we'll see you next week for more tips.